Welcome back to my channel, guys, and today we are making a pumpkin cake. The ingredients are 2 cups of pumpkin cooked and softened, 1 1/4 cups of red apple that I did stewed, 3/4 cup raisins, 2 eggs, 3/4 cup of butter, 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. You can also use brown sugar. That is if you want to have a dark colored cake. Baking powder, baking soda, some salt, grated nutmeg, and some cinnamon powder. And I will leave all the measurements and ingredients in the description box below. Here I'm sifting 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add the rising agents and the spices in here. Give it a nice little mix and then set it aside. So into my cake mixer, I'm adding the butter along with the white sugar or granulated sugar. Feel free to add brown sugar if you want a dark colored cake. Let this mix for about 2 minutes. And after 2 minutes, I'm going to add the egg. So I'm going to add the first egg and let this mix for 1 minute. After 1 minute, I'm going to add the other egg and let this mix again for 2 minutes. So at this time, you can see how beautiful the butter and sugar turned out. I'm going to change the whisk into the paddle attachment. So I'm going to add the 2 cups of pumpkin that I did cook, along with 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence, and then I'll use the paddle attachment and mix for another minute. Once I mix this, I'm going to add the flour a little at a time. And you want to mix this on medium high, okay? And don't be afraid if the pumpkin does not mash up completely, because you're going to be baking this cake. It's okay if you see some little chunks there. So once I place the flour and I mix, I'm going to stop and just scrape the sides of the pan. So once I'm done with this, making sure that there is no flour stick to the sides of the pan, I'm going to add the raisins along with the stewed red apples, and you can see that syrup from the brown sugar falling right into the mixture. Mix for another minute. At this time, I have the oven set to 275 degrees. So you can see that I have chunks of pumpkin into here, and that's all right. Once you stick that spatula into the mixture and it stands up, you know you got a good mixture. So I have a baking pan that I did grease with some oil, vegetable oil of course. You can use butter or shortening, and just toss around some flour to coat the inside of the pan. Remove the excess flour and place the mixture right into the pan. Then we're going to pop it into the oven to bake for 45 to 50 minutes. While that is doing its thing, here I'm adding some brown sugar, white sugar, along with some cinnamon powder. And why I'm mixing it is because I do not want too much of a dark topping on top of my cake. Mix this up and set it aside. At this time, we're going to check the cake. Once you insert a toothpick or a skewer and it comes out clean, you know that your cake is done. Remove the cake, place it onto your rack, and immediately, while the cake is hot, just sprinkle the sugar and cinnamon powder right over the cake. Leave it to cool completely. Now my house is all pumpkin and spice. Now leave it to cool completely before you remove this cake. So once it's cool, I placed it onto a plate, and it's time for me to give this cake a cut, guys. This cake is everything. It is just moist. It is quick to make, you know. It's just everything. I love it, and you will love it too, all right? So once we cut it, we can serve it as it is. Look at how beautiful this cake looks. It is so moist. So it's time to taste, and let me tell you, it tastes so good. Guys, you can just smell all the spices up in this house. You can serve it as it is here, or you can also add some glaze over just for additional sweetness, or also, you know, just to beautify this cake. This is optional, all right? It's amazing. So give it a try, guys. Don't you forget, it must go with a glass of cold milk. For me, this is my choice, especially in the evening. You know, you want that cold glass of milk. So give it a try, subscribe, leave me a comment, press that bell, and let me know what went down. All right, so I will see you in my next video. Enjoy!